Hi, welcome back to the CAD Lab. Again, my name is Mr. Curry. I'm going to show you how to draw an isometric view of a block today. We've already gone through the orthographic view. There's a little difference with the isometric. In the orthographic, we're looking for front, side, and top view. The isometric is though we're trying to kind of give this a three-dimensional look on it. So we kind of tilt the block like this to give us that 3D look. So that's kind of what we're going for here today. Again, we're going to start out with our paper. Turn your paper to landscape orientation. We're going to draw our border lines again. So up here, go ahead. Again, we're going to make these dots 1 inch down and 1 inch over, and then we're going to draw those straight lines, go through, try to keep that as uniform as you can. Going 1 inch up and 1 inch over on the bottom. We'll do the same thing over here, trying to keep them as straight, and then we'll connect. So you got your border, and again, this is just a sketch, so it's okay if it's not perfect. Again, I'm hoping that we see some logical progression as we go with our block study here. Next is our title block. So we're going to put that 1 inch up, come right over here as you go. Again, start at one point, keep your eye down there, just try to make it one smooth fluid motion as you go over. Our name goes first here on our title block, so here you go, Mr. Curry. Put a vertical line to break this up, following the same procedures. Our title here is the next one, and this is block number 1, ISO. So we'll just use and abbreviate ISO for isometric. Go ahead and put it in. Today's date is 9/5/2018, and again, your class. This is class D3, put whatever class or hour you are in there. Now, we talked about the last time about the way we take and divide the paper up into 4 quadrants to draw our front, side, and top view in a orthographic projection. And that's the way we want to do that for orthographic projections, where we're showing those multiple views. In an isometric, we're not showing multiple views. We're trying to do one drawing, kind of make it, trick our brain into seeing it as 3D. So we're not going to keep it as views, but we do want to use as much of the paper as we can so we avoid some white space. Now, the first thing we're going to do here, though, is we kind of have to go off of the horizon line when we do this. So again, we're going to start out with a nice construction line. Remember, I talked about construction lines being those really lightweight lines that you can barely see. But we're going to take about a third up in our viewing area. Now, our viewing area is this area of white space between our border line and above our title block here. So I'm going to kind of split this paper up. I'm going to kind of real lightly just do a horizon line about a third of the way up on the paper. And then about a third of the way over, I'm going to do my point. Now, the reason for the point, and that point is going to represent this very corner of this block as we tilt it up. So we're going to have to keep that in mind as we basically look at all these surfaces. And all of these lines are parallel. Now, to be an isometric, that means we are at 30 degrees from that horizon line going in both ways. So the next thing we're going to do, and here you're just going to kind of estimate, is draw another line construction line at 30 degrees going up that way. So we can mark that. That's roughly 30 degrees going this way. And we're going to write another one going about 30 degrees this way as well. So that's what makes this an isometric. There are other degrees that they do it, but 30 is the most common. And again, this line going this way represents this corner, and this line here represents that corner. So now we're going to draw that straight vertical line going up there that represents that corner. And we'll just go right here. And again, talking about proportion, we want to maintain proportion here. So we're going to make this about 3 times longer than it is tall. So I'm going to go ahead and darken these in. And we're going to go, and as you do this, keep all of your lines parallel. Your brain, because we see in perspective, is either going to force those lines together like this or force them apart like that. So try to force your brain and your hand to keep those lines parallel as you go. Now, so we start with this, what looks like a parallelogram, basically. And we're going to come over here, and again, we're going to do the same thing here. Now, maintain your proportion, and we're going to do another parallelogram right there like that. So again, this is just a sketch. Come up here to the top. Now, I kind of went a little too high, so I'm touching my border line up here. That's something that you don't want to do. And then complete the box like that. And we basically now have our isometric of that block. So again, I'm touching the border line. When we do this in reality and on real life, we never want any of our object lines to touch the border line like that. So I kind of did it because I placed it too high, but I'm glad that it happened because this way I can talk about the fact that we don't want any of our object lines to be touching the border line or the title block in any way. And again, now we've got shown here, I'll just kind of draw this out. So we've got our length here going this way. So we still have our height going this way, showing that way. And of course we've got depth right over here. Looking at it this way, this shows us our depth. And we kind of have a way of seeing 3-dimensionally on paper. So again, this is block number 1, ISO, in our block study drawing here. Thanks for watching.